Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Tennessee number one. Tennessee number one. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. It is Thursday. Your team is number one in the country. You got a big game this weekend. Ben McKee is on the other line. We fired up this evening. What's up, Ben McKee?
What's up, Jay Swain? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready to go, man. Tomorrow afternoon, the Tennessee Volunteers hit the road to Atlanta for Athens, Georgia. This game, 3:30 CBS. The biggest game of the year, the biggest game for Tennessee since 2001 versus LSU in the SEC Championship game, in my opinion. It is going to be it. It is going to be lit. And hopefully, Tennessee comes out on top. This is a big one, Ben.
It is huge. Some people are already calling it the game of the century. Don't know that I'm willing to go that far just yet, but it's up there with any football game Tennessee can play. Certainly in my lifetime, it's up there with the big ones, all of them. This may be the biggest game I've ever witnessed in my life. I thought Tennessee-Alabama was a couple of weeks ago, but because Tennessee took care of business against Alabama and took care of business against Kentucky, now they're playing in a playoff game on Saturday in Athens, and it'll be really fun. I'm curious, since you became a Vol back in the year 2002, I assume, is when you committed to Tennessee.
I made it official in 2003, but I did commit in 2002.
Okay, we'll say 2003. But this has to be up there for you, right? This has got to be the biggest game that you've seen, is it not?
I mean, it's the biggest game that I've witnessed for sure. I mean, the 2004 SEC Championship game was huge, but I mean, we had a couple losses, but the opportunity to win the SEC was a huge opportunity for us that we fell short of doing. But this is the biggest one, man. This is the biggest one, in my opinion, since 2001, where Tennessee had an opportunity to beat LSU in the SEC Championship game and go play for a national championship. You win this one, you're going to handle business throughout the season, and it doesn't really matter what happens in the SEC Championship game. As long as you don't embarrass yourself, you should be playing for the college football playoff. So this is it, man. This is it. I felt confident going into the Alabama game. I was pressuring you to pick Tennessee to win because I was that confident. This game was on the road. I think Tennessee has a lot of confidence. I think Tennessee has a lot of opportunities to win this game. I feel good about Tennessee's chances, and looking forward to kind of seeing it in person.
In person, huh? I hear you have a new role. Maybe we can dive into that a little bit later.
I saw you last game, man. I tried to offer you some pizza.
I know. Last game, you saw me in work mode afterwards, and I wish that I would have taken your little crust that you had left over for me, because typically there's pizza waiting back upstairs in the press box when post game has finished, and it was all gone. I should have. Yeah, it probably was you.
I just had one slice.
Look, all I know is there's always pizza. Suddenly you're the sideline guy, and you have pizza. And for the first time that I've been covering games, there's no pizza left by the time I get back up there. Common denominator is you.
I had one slice. But you got to think about it, too. Like, Holly Rowe was there. ESPN was there. Tennessee, Herb Street and Fowler was there. Tennessee is fun to watch. A lot of people here wanting to see the Tennessee Volunteers. So I just had one slice, Ben, and I try to give you half of it, kind of.
Yeah, not half. You tried to give me the crust. It wasn't even pizza at that point. But I'm excited. I'm really excited to get down there. And Swain, I feel confident as well. I kind of said on the Go Vols 247 podcast after the beatdown of Kentucky, I came out and flat said that I thought Tennessee was going to beat Georgia. I do. I feel like this is very, very similar to the Alabama game in terms of
Why you ain't picking
Georgia.
Why you pick
I'm picking
then?
Tennessee.
I'm
picking Tennessee.
Why you ain't pick Tennessee Alabama game since it's so similar?
I was about to get into that.
Okay, go ahead. Don't let me interrupt you. Let me just sit on back and recline in this chair. You know, I ain't been sitting in these chairs as much. You remember we got new chairs up in the studio. They're real comfortable. Let me just lean on back and recline. Go ahead, man. The floor is yours. Let us know why it's the same and why you didn't pick Tennessee against Alabama.
Well, the first time, as I showed my work on that particular Thursday night, I thought Tennessee had a legitimate chance to win. I detailed the matchups that I thought went in Tennessee's favor, and I talked myself all the way up into the point of picking Tennessee to beat Alabama. It was just a psychological thing. I just could not bring myself to do it because I had not seen it done for the last 15 years, and I'm only 27 years old. So the majority of my lifetime, I've seen Tennessee get beaten down by Alabama. So that's why I didn't pick Tennessee. It had absolutely nothing to do with this year's version of the game. But in all seriousness, at that point, I was still just kind of waiting on the other shoe to drop, just because I didn't expect this. Nobody expected Tennessee to be 8-0 going into Athens, and if you did, I think you're lying. Quite frankly, nobody expected this in year two of Josh Heupel. So I think part of it was I was just waiting on the other shoe to drop. Like, surely this is not going to happen this quickly, and sure enough, it has. And honestly, the defensive performance against Kentucky, which I didn't think Kentucky was going to go out there and just light Tennessee up, because I do think Will Levis is overrated in the sense of he's not a top 5, top 10 pick. Mm-hmm. But the way the defense performed against Kentucky, and the way the offensive line continues to dominate, the defensive line continues to dominate, it seems like they may have found something in the secondary. Small sample size. We'll see if it was truly a step forward over the next couple of weeks, but it looked like they took a step forward. The defense as a whole looks like it's getting better each week, and Georgia has talent. Don't get it twisted, but I do think that it feels like Georgia is due for a loss, the way some of their previous performances have looked, which feels the same as Alabama. I said it that week. Alabama felt due for a loss, and they played like it. Georgia's been flirting with disaster, and Tennessee is not a team because of Hendon Hooker and Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman and Brew McCoy and so on and so forth. Not a team that you can play with fire with. They're just not, because all of a sudden you're going to be down 10, 14, 20 points, and it's going to be a ball game. So I've gotten over the fear of the other shoe just dropping. That is why I'm picking Tennessee to beat Georgia. I don't know that Tennessee's better from top to bottom, but I think the matchups really play into Tennessee's favor, just like it did against Alabama.
I know what changed, Ben. I know what changed. This is what changed. Hey. The hype train. That's what changed, Ben.
Well, I will say, since the last time, I guess it was the last time we did a show, because you and I had Thursday night plans. The next, no, I guess we did it on a Wednesday. I don't know. I'm confused.
You had Thursday night plans.
Last week, yes, my sister got married, but I'm trying to remember. That was Kentucky week. Did we do a show Martin week?
Wednesday.
Yeah, we did. We did do that Wednesday. I just am blanking on it. That feels like 3 months ago. But I didn't bring this up, but something has changed since that Alabama preview show that we did, and that's the fact that I saw the originator of the hype train. I saw Vol Nation right before I was walking into the Alabama game, and he got me all hyped up. So, yeah, you're right. Something has changed, and it's exactly that. I've seen Vol Nation since then.
Yeah, I think what else has changed is this football team has changed. they've gotten better since the Bama game.
Yes.
I mean, they have gotten better each and every week. You look at the Pittsburgh game and how there were so many questions about the offense. you remember that? What the hell's going on with this offense? I don't know, guys. Ball State, what is that with this pass rush? Oh, can we get to the quarterback? I was like, hey, man, you won the game. You have opportunity to improve. That's what it's about early in the season. Let's see if they improve. You beat Florida. Man, this defense, this defense. But they gotten better, and they've won. This team has won in different ways. Like Kentucky was just, it's pure domination from start to finish, except for the one drive that Tennessee allowed from Kentucky, and then you had a offensive possession that was probably the worst offensive possession of the season. He had a 15-yard offensive pass interference penalty. He had a false start. He had a hold. I mean, it was an atrocious series. And then you punted it. Kentucky goes down to score. After that, it was a wrap. That was a dominating performance. LSU was a dominating performance in all.
One of the best college football players there is, and can hurt you in so many ways. And then Darnell Washington, a name Tennessee fans are very familiar with. He's a nightmare matchup. He's too big for corners. He's too big for safeties. Too big for linebackers. Too quick for linebackers. I mean, somebody that big should not be able to run that fast. But aside from those two, I don't know how you feel, Swain, but Georgia's offense doesn't really scare me. I think Tennessee's defensive line can definitely beat and win the matchup with Georgia's offensive line. Stetson Bennett, I like Stetson Bennett, but he doesn't have the dynamic playmakers around him that he did last year or the year prior, and I think that plays a role. A.D. Mitchell has missed some time due to injury, and that seems to have really hurt Georgia from an explosive playmaking ability. They haven't been as explosive with A.D. Mitchell not in there, and they have some nice receivers. Lad McClonkley, however you say his last name,
right.
He's pretty good, but just nobody that scares you. Just like Alabama, has Jahmyr Gibbs. Obviously, he scares you, but in terms of the other skill personnel, their receivers, their tight ends, they didn't really scare you. You knew they were good, capable of making plays, but they're not game-changing players like Alabama and like Georgia had last year. And I think that's the biggest difference and why I'm confident. Kenny McIntosh is a good running back, but he's not great like what Georgia had last year. So I don't know. It seems like they're also kind of in a funk. The score against Florida looks good, but I didn't think it was a great look for them to let Florida climb back in it late in the third quarter the way that they did.
You learn.
And credit to them. They pulled back away in the fourth quarter. But it just – something feels off. And nothing feels off about this Tennessee football team right now.
Yeah. I mean, think about the Pittsburgh game. Think about the Florida game. You won, but you learned some lessons about how to finish, how to make sure that you don't give up punts, blocks. We haven't had a punt block since, knock on wood, since the Pittsburgh game. So, like, you want some things to happen while you still win, so that way you can improve on it, so that way it doesn't become an issue later when you're playing a really significant game where the whole season's riding on it, like this game right here. So here we go, man. Here we go. Hewitt says, Swain, did you just blame Holly Rowe on the pizza shortage? Come on, man. I did not just say Holly Rowe. I said Herb Street and Fowler and Holly Rowe, the ESPN crew, they brought the main crew out. So there's more people at the games following Tennessee because Tennessee is exciting. I saw so many people at the Alabama game because I watched the game from Vol Network box, and it was right next to the press box. And there were so many folks there. I got a chance to meet Harry Douglas for ESPN that weekend. And ESPN had they had about 15 people, man, sitting at the table. Pete Thambaugh saw him. Like, ESPN sent so many people to that game. So that's what I mean. There's more people, I think, at these games, media, so there's less pizza for people. That's why Ben came in there all late and didn't get a piece of pizza.
And the TV crew was humongous too.
Yeah.
In terms of the people behind the scenes. I mean, it was well after the Kentucky game had ended, and there were a bunch of minions running around trying to pack up all the TV gear. So I'm sure they snuck some pizza as well.
I only had one slice, man. One slice. That's all I had. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
One slice. You don't even try. You saw the slice. You saw the crust. I had one crust. I tried to offer to you. So I just had.
Yeah, you're right. But see, I've turned into a real professional because I know where the other snacks are in the Neyland Stadium press box. Because, wink, wink, the coach's box may or may not leave some energy drinks and some sugar cookies behind.
So you still in the coach's snacks?
Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks, Coach Golish, for the Red Bull each week. I really appreciate it. It helps a ton.
I know he's drunk a bunch of them this week, doing some of the post-game interviews with some of the players of All Network. Hypo got out of there so fast because he wanted to go ahead and tape or do his show with Bob Kessling, and then he wanted to start his Georgia prep. So these coaches have been – they've been on it this week. I know they've been on it because this is the opportunity for them to do something maybe they haven't done in their entire career, and that's go out and win a championship. Like, they understand what's at stake here, and Josh Heupel about to get paid.
Hey.
He about to get paid. So
hey.
I don't think these guys slept much this week at all. But you can't tell because Hype super laid back and chill. He's super laid back and chill. Having a good time, yucking it up, being relaxed. And I think it's because he's been in this moment as a player. And there's no reason to be uptight. It's a big game, but you executed before, you've prepared, and you don't want your guys playing uptight. You don't want to be telling your guys, oh, don't look at the rankings. Cover your eyes. Remember back in the day when you was young and someone would come on TV and Miss Anita would cover your eyes? Oh, don't watch that. Don't watch that, man. Like, you can't do that with these players, man. They see all that stuff. So you keep it real with them. You let them know, hey, man, you number one. But if you don't take care of business, you ain't going to be number one for long. So I don't think the moment is too big, and these guys are going to go out there and have fun. I think they're confident. And Tillman, he looked pretty healthy to me last week, man.
Yeah.
I was watching him do warm-ups.
Yeah, he looked good to me. Josh Heupel said after the game that he was on a pitch count, and that was pretty evident. I loved how they went right to him right away, and he looked good. Obviously, you can break down the intricacies of the receiver position better than I can. So maybe you saw something else that you can add context to that I cannot. But I thought he looked awesome. And then obviously with him being on a pitch count, by the time his second shift or third shift came around, so to speak, the game was out of hand, and you didn't need to play him at that point. So I'm excited to see what he does this week. I'm very curious to see how Georgia tries to defend Tennessee. I thought it was very interesting that Jalen Hyatt talked about this week to the media that against LSU and Alabama, that they were expecting LSU and Bama to come out and play more man and press, and they did not. They came out and I think he said LSU ran quarters coverage a lot,
yeah.
And then Bama ran a lot of zone as well. So I'll be curious to see, and I actually wanted to ask you about this tonight. I'll be curious to see if Kirby does the opposite, and instead of going zone, Kentucky went zone as well, and was not going to give up the big play to Hendon. They were going to force him to. I don't either, especially after last year. They did the same thing, and all Hendon did was dink and dunk all the way down the field, and they still put up 45 on him. So I don't know why either. But I'll be curious to see if Kirby comes out and tries to man up Tennessee's receivers and press them, which leads me to my question for you.
Okay.
If that were to happen, are you confident that they can win at the line of scrimmage?
The guys you'll be pressing up will be Tillman and Brew McCoy. So you want to get bench pressed by Brew McCoy? Go ahead.
And Tillman.
You want to get bench pressed by Tillman? Go ahead. I think, for Hyatt, it's best for him to be in the slot. And I don't know how he will be on the line. I haven't really seen his releases and all that in a while. but the way that they use Hyatt is perfect. It is genius. And some of the releases, the stems, whether it's inside or outside, stack formation that we see with the wide receivers, the on-the-run reads that they have, it's genius. And the only way I think Georgia can stop this offense is to get pressure on Hendon Hooker. I made a analogy today on the show, and we had DJ Shockley on too. And DJ was very complimentary of Tennessee's offense. What a lot of trash talk today between DJ and I.
Nervous.
I mean, I ain't want to bring it up. I'm just saying, wasn't a lot of trash talk between him and I. But I made this analogy today on Josh and Swain talking about Iron Man, the first Iron Man, when he took the bad guy up into outer space almost, and the bad guy's suit kind of froze up. Well, early in that movie, when he first put on the Iron Man suit and got it developed, he went up to outer space and tested it and realized at that moment, oh yeah, this happens when you go into outer space. So he knew that, but the bad guy didn't. My point is, if you Tennessee offense, you want this game to be in the 40s and the 50s. Tennessee is comfortable being in the 40s and 50s. Tennessee is comfortable being in high altitude. They're comfortable approaching outer space, going up to those high numbers and score. Georgia, that's not what they want to do. Tennessee's defense is prepared for that too. This team is built like that. Hey, we're going to give up yards defensively. Haven't y'all seen the haters when people are talking about how good Tennessee is and how Tennessee should be number one team? What's the one thing they go to, Ben?
Defense.
What about the defense? What about it? Yeah, they give up yards, but the takeaways speak for themselves. You kick field goals, it's over. We're getting stops. I don't know the stop rate this point. I know 2 weeks ago it was like 20% or 20th in the country. I don't know what the stop rate is where Tennessee is ranked right now, but that's all that matters. And last time I checked, this ain't golf. The team that has the most points win the game, whether it's 99-98 or 9-10. It don't matter. So in 8 games this year, Tennessee has scored more points than the opponent. Tennessee is comfortable going to outer space in terms of points. Is Georgia comfortable? If you're Tennessee, you want this thing, high digits and defense. You already know that this is the game plan, and all you need is the Nico Slaughter play. All you need is a Amari Thomas play against Florida, right? Remember the fumble that he created? The Nico Slaughter had the interception with Juwan Mitchell. All you need is 1 or 2 of those, and it's a wrap. Or a muff punt, Alabama. All you need is 1 or 2 of those, and it's a wrap. So that's how I'm looking at this game, Ben.
I'm with you. I like Tennessee's chances a ton in this game. Obviously, Georgia is very capable of beating Tennessee, and I'm very interested to see what we learn about Georgia, because I don't really know what to think of Georgia at the moment. Their win over Oregon to start the season obviously looks really impressive at this point, as Oregon and Bo Nix have gotten better and better each week. But I also do think that if you wanted to, you could play devil's advocate and say that, hey, first game for Dan Lanning, had to come all the way across the country and just they never had a chance to win that game. But nonetheless, it's a really impressive win for Georgia. But since then, what have they done that it has been impressive? Beat up on Vanderbilt, struggled against Kent State, struggled on the road at Missouri. And again, the score at Florida looked pretty afterwards, but Georgia did not look good in the middle of that football game, allowing Florida to climb back into it. So the win over Oregon was impressive, but they haven't done anything impressive since. And this is their first big test since the Oregon game to start the season. So I think we're going to learn a lot about Georgia, and I think it's one heck of a test that if I'm a Georgia fan, I'm pretty nervous, because I've sat back and watched Hendon Hooker play better football than anybody in the country, regardless of position. And one thing that helped Tennessee against Alabama was the environment, the atmosphere. It's going to be real strong in Athens on Saturday. There's no doubt about that. But I would be very surprised if the offense was impacted by the environment the way that Alabama's was in Neyland. And it's nothing against Georgia. It's just a simple fact that no game ever seems too big for Hendon Hooker. No game has ever seemed too big for Hendon Hooker. So I would be very surprised if the atmosphere had an impact on the Tennessee offense because of that, just because of Hendon Hooker's ability to just be so cool out there on the field and not get rattled by anything. So I really like Tennessee's chances in this football game. I really do.
Before we go to break, I want to give a shout out to Jennifer Morris. She partnered up with Jalen Hyatt, Tennessee's wide receiver, NIL deal. So shout out to Jennifer Morris. How about that?
The GOAT, doing GOAT things.
I know, right? So congratulations.
And I'm talking about Jennifer, not Jalen.
Congratulations, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty. That's awesome to be able to link up with probably the hottest college football player in the country other than Hendon Hooker, who is now your favorite to win the Heisman. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Live here from the Low T Center studio. Ben McKee of Go Vols 247. It's the Swain Event, y'all. Tennessee, number 1 in the country. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Guys, if you notice a lack of energy, motivation, and drive, it could be low T. You know you need to stop playing around and schedule your complete health assessment at Low T Center. They now offer the convenience of monitored, self-inject, at-home testosterone treatments for just $155 a month, cash pay, or covered by most health insurance. If you don't live near a Low T Center, or you just want the convenience of at-home treatment, all good. Low T Center makes it easy to get started on treatment. Only your first 2 visits are in person. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment online. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hey there, Swain Event fam. Happy to be back with you on the weekly show, and although our Swain Event schedule has changed, I'm still here on a daily basis to help you with your real estate needs. So if you are still looking for your forever home, give me a call. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
You're listening to the Swain Event.
You don't say.
Fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Ben McKee, Go Vols 247. Jason Swain here with you. Hope you are having a great evening. Thank you for making the Swain Event part of your evening. Tennessee number 1 in the country. Oh boy, so weird. But Heupel, his players are focused, and that's cool. We can talk about it. We can talk about being number 1 in the country. It's all good. Let's go to the phones. 865-255-03 is our telephone number. You can give us a call straight from the Swain Event app that's free for Android, Apple devices. You can use the text box there, go back and forth. Well, you can ask questions and comment, and we get a chance to see that and answer whatever questions that you may have. Let's go to the phones. Good evening.
Hey.
What's up, Turkey Man?
Hey, buddy. I was unsure if I made contact or not.
Oh, yeah.
How about that? Number 1 in the nation.
Yep.
How about that?
At least for 3 days.
Yeah.
At least.
We've seen that kind of go a time or two, ain't we?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's nice right now. Hey, I got a question too. One thing you kind of touched on it. Their tight ends is the ones. They got two of them, and I'd like to maybe get your brain on how you would stop them or slow them down. Maybe off the line of scrimmage. What are you allowed to do before they break the line of scrimmage? Because they've set up like a blocker, and I was wondering about that. Also, I know that we're undefeated. Georgia's undefeated. One of us will be a one-loss team, and one will have a chance to be an undefeated team playing in the SEC championship. And there's a good chance that we'd be playing one of us would be playing possibly a two-loss West team. And if the two-loss West team was to win, they said SEC the championship goes one that wins the championship goes to the playoffs. Was that live for the fate of the other two?
Yeah, I don't see a two-loss team going to the playoffs unless like everybody falls out. LSU won the championship in 2007 with two losses. I don't see that playing out. I mean, you got Oregon that's probably going to handle business in the Pac-12 and win their conference after losing early to Georgia. You're going to have one loss between Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson. Hell, they don't play anybody. So, they're probably going to, do their thing or whatever and win their conference. So if Bama loses to LSU, they're going to be in trouble. I mean, if LSU goes out and lose again and then Bama plays in the SEC championship game and win against the East opponent, they're not going to be, I think, in the college football playoff. But whoever loses this game between Tennessee and Georgia still has a chance. Georgia, I don't know if they have a good enough chance to Tennessee if they lose because they did not play a team like Alabama in the regular season. Their schedule is softer than Tennessee's. But somebody's going to be real salty.
Well, what I'm saying is a good chance that the West team, one of them, Alabama could beat, undefeated, Tennessee or Georgia. And so that being said, here we got 3 one-loss teams.
I think if Tennessee ends up being the one-loss team in that scenario, then I would think that Tennessee has a good chance because Tennessee will have beaten Alabama and also have beaten LSU, which that win continues to look better and better. And also, when is Tennessee's one loss coming? Is it a close loss to Georgia this weekend? And Tennessee's 11-1 with a close loss to Georgia on the road? I think Tennessee would have a good chance of making it in the playoffs with that resume. But also, I think if Tennessee beats Georgia on Saturday and goes 12-0 and goes to Atlanta and they lose in Atlanta, I still think that they make the playoffs. I think 12-1 SEC East champion Tennessee makes it to the playoffs, even if they lose in Atlanta. I think they're still in the playoffs.
Yep.
I agree with that. That I agree with. I just wondered about the other scenario I played out. I'll get out of here. Talk to you later.
All right, Turkey Man, thank you. Yeah, you lose Georgia, you need things to fall in place for you. And they could. But if you handle business Saturday, don't really matter what happens in Atlanta. You in the show. You in the show. So
what a world.
I know, right? Finally, Ben. Been on the radio all this time.
I know.
Talking about how sorry Tennessee is, and I can't wait for us to get back. And then, boom, here it is.
Maybe we were the issue.
I guess so. Maybe Swain Event being on every morning from 7 to 10 on the weekdays was the problem.
Tennessee hasn't lost since it stopped.
I know. I know, right? So maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. You know that ain't real. Just like how folks was thinking Peyton Manning was a jinx. You know how dumb that was? Think about how dumb that was. Like at first it was kind
So
of
dumb.
it was kind of funny. Like, Peyton Manning, yeah. But after you like stopped and thought about it, like other people were really taking this stuff serious. No, Peyton was coming to games where we stunk. That's the game he was coming to. He didn't come to any UT Chattanooga, Tennessee games. If he would have, he wouldn't have been looked at as bad luck. He would have been good luck. All right, let's go back to the phones. Good evening.
What's up, man? It's your boy Big Shot Rob.
Big South Rob.
I said shot, not South.
Big shot, Rob. My bad, man. What you eating? Doritos or something? I couldn't understand you.
Man, ain't nobody eating nothing food. Shoot, you know, it's 7 o'clock. I can't be eating it late no more. My cholesterol high. I got to start eating all this stuff, you know?
That's what happens when you get old. You can't be eating stuff late like you was when you were 15, 16 years old.
Bro,
Why? C-Mac's in Colorado, too, and eats this late. Got the munchies.
Well, that's different.
Well, C-Mac eat this late because he's eating Scooby snacks and stuff, you know, versus me. No, I can't do all that. I work for the government, you know, so I don't get to have that much fun. C-Mac be having.
Oh, man.
But, man,
that's
I got a funny story for you, man. So
I like funny.
I'm pulling in to the gate this morning, right?
Okay.
And so, you know, a lot of times when you get to the gate, you know, they like, your vehicle has been chosen for a random inspection. It's only happened to me a couple times. But today, dude was like, your vehicle's been chosen for random inspection. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I get out, you know, pop my trunk, pop my hood, whatever, this, that, and the third. And he looks at me, he was like, hey, Washington, I got a confession for you. I was like, what? He's like, I only inspected you because you're a Tennessee fan. Go Dogs. Have a nice day. I said, man, this fool here. I was like, that's okay. I said, because revenge, we going to get it this weekend. Don't even worry about it. And he goes, I know. That's why I did it, because I don't think we're going to win either. I was like, yep, you're not.
Man. Ain't
So,
that
yeah,
something?
man, I had to call in and tell you that. It was funny, man. It was funny, man. But, Ben, good to hear from you. Swain, good to hear from you. Y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy the game, and go Big Damn Orange.
Love it, man. Good to hear from you. They a little nervous.
Oh, they nervous.
I mean,
Kirby's nervous.
I would be too.
But also, I think it's fair to say that Tennessee is nervous on this side as well, in a good nervous.
I mean,
Not the actual team. I don't think the team, more so the fans are a good nervous this week. Just because I think there's a real understanding that Tennessee wins this weekend, they're going to the freaking college football playoffs to play for the national championship. And look, playing for an SEC championship, that's freaking awesome too. Don't get it twisted. But going to Atlanta signals that you're playing for a national championship this year.
Unreal. John K.
Makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
I know, right? John K. says it's being more Hollywood than Swain now. Yes.
No. Don't make me sit here and run down all the things you got going on.
That ain't enough. Need some more stuff. That's for sure.
So are you going to be doing this sideline thing permanent? Are we allowed to discuss this yet?
We can talk about it. It's on the media guide.
I'm genuinely asking because you and I actually have not had this conversation off the air.
You can talk about it. My name on media guide.
I mean, I think you'd be the no-brain decision replacement, but I also didn't know if they were going to name a permanent person that quickly, or if you were just going to do it until the end of the season and then make a final decision over the offseason, or I didn't know how that was going to go.
I'm the replacement right now.
Let's go.
Right top back, let's go. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, basketball starts on Monday, and I heard a rumor
I'm not ready.
that the DJ in the arena, I heard he wasn't going to be back this year.
That's your fault. It's your fault, Ben. I'm blaming you.
for complaining so much.
Yeah, it's your fault, man. Is it like replacement or just not gonna have a DJ? Period.
I heard Sterl's doing it.
Ah, well.
Don't take that as matter of fact. I have not heard that it is matter of fact. But sounds like Sterl's doing it. I guess we'll see Monday.
Yeah, man.
Or if anybody was at the Lady Vols exhibition on Sunday, maybe they can let us know.
Sterl, he's been having it turned to another level this year. So, I mean, hey, I don't mind. I don't blame anybody for wanting for basketball. I'll tell you one thing. I'm not ready for basketball right now. I'm not ready.
Oh, I feel you.
I am, but I'm not. You know, like you know what I'm saying? Like I am, but I'm not. Because I love the basketball team. I love my basketball program. But, like,
yeah,
it's Georgia week. Like,
I feel you. I'm with you. It's felt weird. Rick Barnes had a media availability today and cranking out basketball content because that is my job for 247 Sports. I am the basketball beat writer. That is my responsibility. So it has certainly felt weird sharing basketball stuff on social media, but I think it's going to be a real fun stretch run for Tennessee because, not to get off on a basketball tangent, but Swain, this basketball team, they've got serious potential.
Yeah, I saw what Tom Izzo said, that this was a Final Four team.
Tom Izzo also says that about everybody. I'm more so referencing beating Gonzaga, and they were legitimately playing their guys and beating them by 19 without Josiah Jordan James. It's silly.
Amazing. So yeah, it's on the media guy right there, man. Ain't no secret. I was on the sideline with a mic,
right?
With a mic flag that says Vol Network. If you listened to the broadcast last week, you heard me reporting a little bit during the game. So it ain't secret, and it's right there in the media guy. It says sideline Jason Swain. So all right, let's go back to the phones. Good evening.
Put a Y in it.
It is a Y. It is a Y. Good evening. Who we got there?
Everybody know basketball season don't start till January.
Vol Storm, a.k.a. Curtis.
You like that?
I knew it wasn't no damn Curtis. I knew you would call in to Sports Animal as Vol Storm. I was waiting for it to be something else. And when I heard Curtis, I was like, oh, yeah, it ain't. This ain't no Curtis.
You got to know how to work the system, baby.
Hey, man, you can call in as Vol Storm. You know.
Oh, I know I can. It's more fun not to.
Oh, yeah. But as soon as you said something, I knew who it was.
That way you don't see it coming.
Hey, the moment, your first word, I was like, oh, that's Vol Storm.
You should have gone with Steve.
I think I did that the first time.
For Turkey Man. You need to go on as Turkey Man and try to do a turkey call.
Oh, God. There's no way. Nobody can do that.
No.
There,
No.
So Ben's boy is not going to be at the games no more? Oh, yeah?
It doesn't sound like it. I was...
Turn it up.
Throw the pearl.
Turn it up.
I guess we'll see. Gosh, thank goodness if that is true.
Get
I don't wish any ill will towards the guy. I just wish he had a different method.
Hey, I was turned up when he was at the games when I was there. I was juiced.
As turned up as Neyland Stadium going into the fourth quarter playing Friends in Low Places. That's on my next agenda. That's number 2 on the list. That's the next thing I'm getting canceled. The fact that Neyland Stadium plays Friends in Low Places, which is a great song, don't get me wrong, but the fact that they play that going into the fourth quarter of SEC football games to, quote, get the crowd fired up is just atrocious.
No, it's the song after that does that.
Both of them back to back.
No.
They make swag surfing look awesome playing it in front of it.
No, so what happens is they play because when it came on last Saturday, I was paying close attention, and like I saw everyone, holding each other and leaning back and forth, all offbeat and whatever, and singing, and I was like, I wonder what song they're gonna play next. And the song they played next was the song that try to get everybody on their feet and back excited and fired up.
I don't care. That song does not need to be played going into the fourth quarter.
What are you going to change it to?
Well, pass me the aux cord. I'll have Neyland rocking it, and I can assure you the recruits will love my selections. I'm talking about some Mo Bamba, some Dreams and Nightmare by Meat Mill, pass me the aux cord. Neyland's going to explode even more than it already does. I know that's probably not your cup of tea, Volstorm, but the recruits and the players would love it. I can assure you that.
This is why you sit at home and type on your computer while you babysit.
I don't sit at home. I've been at every game this year except Baton Rouge. And I'll be in Athens on the sideline with Swain on Saturday.
Yay!
Well, Swain does need some company. He looks awful lonely down there.
You saw me last week?
I wasn't even looking for you.
You said I look lonely down there, so how do you know that then?
Because I watched the replay.
Oh, gotcha. I was a little lonely. I mean, I was sitting there listening to the broadcast, and no one really got hurt, so I didn't have anything to report on, which is good. Hyatt had, he got his funny bone hit on his elbow, so he was
tickled.
He came out for a little bit, but he was all right. Went back in, did his thing, but I was standing right next to the end zone when Jabari Small caught his touchdown, and I saw it open up. I saw it develop, and I was like, "Please, Hendon, don't lead him over here. Please don't lead him over here, because I am not trying to have to duck and dodge and throw one of these camera dudes in my way." But I will do it. I'm not going to let Jabari Small take me out on national television.
Gonna end up like Laura Rutledge. That time she got bulldozed in Sanford.
We'll see if Swain still got some booze in him whenever he sees a player coming at him at 100 miles an hour.
No, I was far away from the action, man. I was ahead of the play or behind the play. I didn't get too close, man. I got those reactions, man. I've been enough practice to know. Okay, receiver's coming this way. Quarterback might throw it over here. Okay, receiver getting close. Let me get out the way. Like I got a sense of when that ball's coming.
I need Jeremy Banks to chase somebody out of bounds.
I'll be out
in your direction.
I'll be out the way. Trust me.
Hey, since I've seen some of these Georgia fans do these mental gymnastics, have they considered the fact that their win over Oregon was against the Pac-10 defense?
No.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's impressive, and Oregon's doing what they're doing, but the fact of the matter is it's still a Pac-10 defense.
It was the first game of the season.
Right.
Both teams are different now.
And Dan Lanning's first game ever as a head coach with a transfer quarterback that had to fly all the way across America.
But Georgia's good. Don't get me wrong. Georgia is a good football team and deserving of the number 3 spot in the college football rankings. I mean, it ain't number 1.
Below us.
I mean, it ain't number 1, but I'm saying. I mean, it's all right. They're 3. I mean, they're deserving of that. And they're capable of beating us, by the way, too. I need to say that.
Yeah. Guys, before I go, I'd much rather have a half-eaten piece of pizza than a club sandwich. See you, boys!
Yeah, that was a running conversation on Josh and Swain today. Josh was really trying to make a club sandwich better than a Italian sandwich. It's a whole running joke. So, anyways, Casey. Hey, I met Casey at a Bama game. Ben, jealous?
Yes, I am very jealous, and will refrain from the joke that I wanted to pull off.
Casey says, "Oh, Ben McKee got me believing."
I saw her tweet. Now I'm going to be feeling bad if I hype her up and Tennessee fails her.
Hey, don't feel bad because you ain't playing, Ben.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, you ain't playing. You ain't calling any plays. There's no reason for you to feel bad.
I've been explaining this all week because I have gone ahead and sharpied in W's next to South Carolina, Missouri, and Vanderbilt, and said that if Tennessee wins, they're going to the college football playoffs. And there have been some that have reminded me to not get too far ahead of myself, despite the fact that I do not play in the game or call plays.
Tennessee ain't losing no Vanderbilt.
Or Missouri. Or overrated South Carolina team that lost to Missouri.
Yeah, man.
Ain't happening.
That ain't gonna happen.
Unless the injury bug strikes.
Yeah. Strike.
And I promise you, Joe Milton will throw for 300 against those teams.
Yeah. South Carolina's quarterback throwing everybody under the bus last week.
Poor Monterio.
He ain't throw Monterio on the bus. He threw the offensive coordinator on the bus. That's for sure.
Well, I'm just saying poor Monterio in general.
Oh, Terrio good. He getting paid. He all right. He all right. He getting paid. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Be right back.
Still sitting on the sidelines trying to figure out how to buy and sell in this complicated market? I get it, and I understand why you're hesitant. That's where I come in. Call me, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. I'm happy to help answer any questions you have, and whether you're ready to rock in 2 weeks or 2 years, I'll be here. Look forward to hearing from you soon, and go Vols!
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Fellas, do you need an annual health exam? I recommend going to Low T Center to get your complete health assessment. They will check all of your levels, not just your T level. In most cases, it's completely covered by your health insurance. And if you don't have insurance, it's less than $100 for a full lab panel and office visit with the medical provider to give you a complete health assessment. Low T Center specializes in men's health, making it quick and easy, even verifying your insurance. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your online appointment. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
The conversation doesn't stop when the show is over. Follow the Swain Event on Twitter and like the show on Facebook.
Go to the phones this evening. 865-255-03.
Your radio show isn't even in the morning.
No. But it feels like the morning show right now, Ben. Leave me alone. Let me do my thing. Let me make my mistake, all right?
Do you, boo-boo.
All right. Let's get to the phones. Good evening.
Jay Swizzle Benjamin, what's up, baby?
Hold on, Big Orange Mac, man. Hold on, Big Orange
Hold on,
Mac.
I didn't put my earbuds on.
Man, Big Orange Mac is a superstar out here in these streets.
No, y'all need to quit that. Y'all need to quit that, man.
Big Orange Mac hit him with the 14 piece, the Street Fighter combination, the Ryuken.
It needed to be done, man. We've been waiting to clap back on these folks for 15 years now, and now that we able to clap back, they can't stand. It pisses them off so bad. Then they turn the tables and try to make us look like the bad guy.
Man,
come on now,
Big Orange Mac. When I saw that video, man, I was like, Hey.
I'm just waiting for it to get to Facebook, and my mama said it. Now my mama probably gonna cuss me out.
Man, hey, I could be commenting on that thread now. I can't be doing all that.
I know.
But I did see the video, and I was like, man, that Big Orange Mac. Oh my goodness. My wife was like, "What you listen?" She's like, "What you listening to? Nothing." Remember when your mama and them used to ask you what you doing? Nothing. Nothing. Hey, nothing. That's why I said
I don't know what's worse, getting caught listening to Big Orange Mac or scrolling his Twitter timeline.
Man. And I hit play without my earbuds in. Oh man, I had to hurry and put them in. What you listening to? Nothing.
Oh man. It's been one heck of a week, man. I just don't want my mama to hear because, boy, I know, she going to light me up.
She going to get you. She going to get you.
Boys, listen, I've never felt this much confidence in a long time. I'm feeling confident going between the hedges. Hey, they got a couple key pieces out. Looking at the numbers, they don't do so hot against teams that throw up a bunch of points. I'm feeling real confident, and you need to get your dog catching nets ready. Swain, you got your dog catching nets?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Ben, you got your dog catching nets?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I know Spraggins.
The dogs is loose. We're going to have to lock them up.
I know Spraggins has his pop ready.
We will have to lock them up. I'm going to call it now. I'm going to say 42-35. Possibly 38 for UGA. But we're going to take his dub. Y'all know I've called into you two for a long time. And,
yep.
I've been beat down. I've been looking for miracles and prayers. But now I have the confidence of a young, spry young man.
That's right.
So we can go down there and clap cheeks.
That's right. That's right. And you called in for a long time with the same accent.
Yeah, hey, man. Oh, man, come on. I'm the same country as an outhouse. Y'all know me.
That's right.
Man, that dude's a clown.
Oh, man,
Tomato-faced clown.
That was fun. I ain't going to try to rile you up no more, man. You know you can't be talking like that on this show. Let me stop.
I know.
Let me stop you.
I'm going to get off here so y'all can wrap it up.
Man, my man. Thank you for calling, man. We always love talking to you.
All right. Love y'all too, man.
All right. Much love. Boy, they didn't mess around and let Tennessee get the number 1 spot.
They done messed up. They thought it was bad during basketball season and baseball season.
Oh, man. They didn't mess up.
Let them get all 3 at the same time?
They didn't mess up. Let me go back to the phones. They didn't mess up and let Tennessee be the number 1 team in the country. Oh, boy. Can't tell us anything right now. Good evening.
Good evening. How's it going?
What's up, man? Who we talking to this evening?
This is Christian from Johnson City.
Christian, what's up, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just enjoying watching the Vols win like they have been.
It's been fun.
Just had a quick question. Have you ever seen a coach as calm and collective as Heupel's been this week?
Chilling.
And also, if you were Georgia and you were going to bracket one of our receivers, how do you decide which one of the 3 that you would decide to bracket? I'll hang up and listen to you guys talk. Thank you, guys.
Ooh, man, Christian.
I'd pray about it.
It's hard to bracket a slot receiver because he got two-way goes. Honestly, he got like 3. He got 3-way go. He can go inside, outside. He can go vertical. Probably easier to do in the red zone. I don't know. I don't know.
Not my problem.
Well, honestly, I would say, all right, Brew. Somebody gonna beat us. It's going to have to be you. That's what I would do if I'm correct.
He's the most unproven one.
Yeah, I would say, all right, Brew. I mean, had a good game against Pittsburgh. Had a touchdown against Florida. Did some good things at LSU. We ain't letting Hyatt get 200 yards. We know what Tillman's capable of doing. We're gonna make these tight ends beat us. I mean, that's what I would do. But probably why I'm not defensive coordinator. And I'm glad I'm not. I wish I was a fired head coach, but not a defensive coordinator. Man, I wish I was a fired head coach. Who need to win a lottery when you could just be a fired head coach in the SEC? That's almost as good. Almost as good. Oh, man. I don't know, Christian. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know.
Well, and then the other thing is, if they commit all their resources to trying to slow down all 3 or even 2 of them, that means there's not going to be enough in the box to slow down the run. Tennessee is just a massive headache for opposing defenses, as we've seen all season. And I think Kirby Smart's going to be the next victim on Saturday.
Man, I saw article Athletic. I want to say from Joe Rexrode, where breaking down this offense and talking to different people and coaches in the industry, talking about a little bit of the origin of his offense. Remember, Jeff Lebby was on that Baylor staff. Jeff Lebby was Heupel's offensive coordinator in Central Florida. Lebby then went to Ole Miss. Now he's at Oklahoma. But there's a lot of Baylor principles in it. There's some principles from Mike Leach, air raid offense when Mike Leach was offensive coordinator at Oklahoma when Heupel was the quarterback. There's a little bit of everything. There's things that he created along with Golish. I don't know how he's going to stop it. The one question we had about this team, remember, right, was this offensive line. Yeah, they went by 8 games, but, don't know about the offensive line. This offensive line, y'all, 3 different guys have won Lineman of the Week in the SEC so far. And this unit is up for the Joe Moore Award. I mean, if you don't get the Hendon Hooker, it's a wrap. It's over. If you don't get the Hendon, it's over. And he's not even running right now. He's not running.
He doesn't have to.
He being smart, getting out of bounds. Offense so fun to watch.
It's just going to come down to Tennessee's defense, and if they can get a stop or two, just like they did in the Alabama game. I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. Can the defense get enough stops? And they've been getting better and better each week. Obviously, Georgia, much more difficult challenge than Kentucky, but they've been getting better each week. And I'm real curious to see how they look against the Bulldogs, because Byron Young's playing with more and more confidence. The defensive line is playing lights out. You just talked about the offensive line. I think the defensive line is playing just as well as the offensive line. It's the difference in Tennessee winning 7 and 8 games or doing what they're doing. The play of the line of scrimmage this year on both sides of the ball. That's what's been the biggest shock this season. Is not that you thought the offensive line or defensive line would be bad per se, but I did not expect them to dominate folks week in, week out. And that's why Tennessee had a chance to go to the college football playoffs this year.
The secondary is getting that confidence. I saw Kamal Hatton in warm-ups last week. I thought he was going to play. He looked pretty good. I'm assuming he's going to go this week.
Josh Heupel has said multiple times this week and said it right off the bat after the Kentucky game that they feel like this is going to be the healthiest they have been all season long. But I'll be honest with you, Swain. With the way Brandon Turnage and Danico Slaughter played against Kentucky, I wouldn't mess with it. I'd drop those two out there to start the game on Saturday. And I do think Kamal Hatton might be your best corner, but I don't know. It seems like you captured lightning in a bottle there with Slaughter and Turnage, and I wouldn't mess with it until they gave me a reason to.
Man, this is just fun. It's fun. We're gonna have fun. What's up, Ben? When you get to Atlanta, man, you wanna go to this club I heard about? They got some good wings.
Yes, I'd love to get some wings this weekend. I'm down if you're down.
I ain't gonna have no car, man. I ain't messing with you.
I can drive you down there.
Nah, I'm good. I ain't messing with you. I ain't messing with you. I'm gonna talk to you. About that off air. We'll talk about that trip off air a little bit. Oh, man.
Use the burner phone that I gave you.
All right, you got it, man. You got it. I don't have any more minutes on it though, man. You gotta put some more minutes on it.
You can send text.
Nah, I can't be sending text now. We gotta talk. That's rule 101, man. Can't be sending text now, Ben. Come on,
yeah,
man.
You're right. You're right. It just goes to show how sneaky I am.
Oh, man. Man, thank y'all for joining the program this evening. We enjoyed it. Enjoy your team being the number 1 team in the country. It's going to be a phenomenal game this weekend. This is why you're a Tennessee fan, to be able to view your team play in games like this. College game day again, third time for Tennessee. All eyeballs will be on this matchup. Man, love it, love it. If you're traveling to the game, please be safe. Going home, please be safe. We will be back next Thursday evening at 8:30 to talk about it. Hopefully Tennessee is number one in the country and undefeated. For Ben McKee of Go Vols 247, I'm Jason Swain. We hope you have a phenomenal, and I mean phenomenal evening. Peace and love. We are out.